are back. I'm talking with Dr. Kimberly Ellis. Okay, so now my question to you is, what went through your heart when you first saw that video? We saw it again at the beginning of the show when you first saw those pictures from the Capitol.
Well, I was here in my bedroom in my Airbnb, Lynn. I saw the images on my television screen, but I have to say that I'm a historian. I studied domestic terrorism and I advised the mayor and Pittsburgh Department of Public Safety on domestic terrorism. One of the
hmm
first things I did when Trump tweeted about Pittsburgh, remember that? I
hmm
immediately
hmm
contacted them and said, "Do you have a domestic terrorism plan?" And they definitely had a plan, like in general, for public safety and things like that, but they didn't have a domestic terrorism plan. And so I really pushed our city on that. And so what I thought was, well, this is very interesting. And wow, they are really trying to kill people in
hmm
the they really did go after Nancy Pelosi. They really did. They had maps to the tunnels. They really did go after James Clyburn. And quite frankly, they were willing to go after Mike Pence, which is horrendous because has been so loyal and he is still so loyal. And I
hmm
don't understand that level of loyalty because had he been harmed, it would have been Donald Trump's fault. So I wasn't surprised, I have to say. I was shocked, by what I saw, but I wasn't surprised by what I saw because there were so many instances of threats and warnings. And I actually thought that it would come more so around the inauguration. So it came earlier for me. And that was the surprise.
That was the surprise. So you mentioned that you reached out to the mayor. There have been warnings given to every state in the nation, to every state capital. Are you worried about Pittsburgh? Because
Yes,
let's be honest, I mean,
yes.
Pennsylvania has a reputation for the hotbed of hate crimes and hate groups.
Yes, I mean the KKK. Pennsylvania is one of the birthplaces of the KKK,
hmm
and even though we have liberal hotbeds as we call it in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and things like that, we are surrounded literally by rural counties, and they hold a different opinion. And at this point, there are 20,000 members of the National Guard that are at the Capitol. There are 8-foot fences around the Capitol. There will not be another storming of the Capitol. So
hmm
a lot of these people are going to, if they are determined to do it, they're going to act locally. So absolutely, now is the time to be on high alert for at least the next 6 weeks, at least.
6 weeks.
Yes, 6 weeks, absolutely. Because, this is just, I mean, that's bare minimum. These people, they're ready to make a point and they want people to pay for their point.
hmm
And Donald Trump is not going to stop. He is just going to act independently. And so if you notice, these people are not for the Republican Party. They went after the Republican Party. They went after who they call as rhinos, Republicans in name
Name
only.
only. Yeah.
All right. And so they went after them and they're like Trump fascists, and so he has developed a cult of personality now, and there is danger with him. There's no question. I mean, we need to be on high alert at least for the next year, but definitely on very high alert for the next 6 weeks. Absolutely.
So once, and we probably only have about 2 minutes left. I mean, we talk about this radicalization process. Do people become unradicalized? I mean, if Donald Trump is no longer the president, we don't know what happens next. Does this ever become diffused?
Well, basically, what has happened is that over the years, you have imprisonment, holding people accountable,
hmm
defunding of organizations, which is also happening at this point, and you have a disruption of communication, which thank you tech companies for being
hmm
responsible, and doing what you were supposed to have done many years ago. But you have those aspects, and I have to say that no, it never quite goes away.
Hmm.
It just gets lesser and lesser, and our intelligence, our surveillance has increased and gotten better. You know, we there have always been the FBI put out a report saying that law enforcement, I'm sorry, that white supremacists had infiltrated law enforcement. Why wasn't that taken more seriously? Why wasn't that widespread? It was over 10 years ago, Lynn. The
Mm.
Southern Law Center, they monitor hate groups, they monitor hate crimes, they
Hmm.
monitor, online activism, online radicalism. So we do have things in place to protect our society. It's just that we never had a president, you know what I mean, who was able to tell the National Guard, no, we don't need you, you know what I mean? And to, tell some Capitol Police some things, tell other Capitol Police other things. We never had that very high level of a conspiracy. And I doubt that we'll have it again, but I don't know. This is America. So
This is America, even though we here of late we don't recognize it
yeah,
anymore.
but I am inspired. I will say, let's just move forward with some positivity. Our votes mattered, and our votes ushered in Joe Biden as the president, Kamala Harris as the vice president. We flipped Georgia blue. We brought in Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, and we have a supermajority in the White House. At this point, we need to push our agenda and everything that we want to change this society, to set this society right. We have it. We have it right now. So let's embrace that opportunity.
All right. Always a pleasure. Thank you, my friend. We'll
You're
take a
welcome.
commercial break and come back and wrap all this up. Don't go away.